Yeah, what it is. So before we start, I just want to start off by first saying that there's absolutely no gore, violence, substances, hate speech, or anything else of the nature during the commission of this video. And if you don't know, this is your man's reporting to you live from the back of the classroom, Petty Murphy, aka MAGA Boy, doing what I do best, and that is the world's most illustrious propaganda pimping. If anything you see during the course of this video resonates, by all means, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.
Girl, you already know what it is. You already know, so we're gonna get it cracking. It is your man's Petty Murphy, aka MAGA Man, doing what I do best, and that is the world's most illustrious propaganda pimping. So, we're gonna get straight to the facts today, right? So, let's start off here, right? Now, if you don't know, the New York Post did a little expose today, right? Of the accused corruption, but that no Democrat will investigate. Now, that should tell you something, but that's a whole nother conversation, right? And if you remember, I said this before about how as we had a 4,000 plus backlog on grievances at NYU, the illustrious organizers, Miguel, Campos Santos, Goodwin, and the likes, were all up and down the eastern seaboard stomping for Kamala Kamala. With what money? Your union dues, the same dues that they use for the fringe benefits to pay their car notes and pay their car insurance and pay for the gas for their whips when they're not servicing you. Anyways, let's get back down to it, right? Now, $300,000 a year. Y'all should see how much the President of the United States of America makes a year, right? All right. Now you can go back. This is on the post. You can go back and read it on your own time, right? No show union job that paid an ally over $1 million since 2009. Well, you don't say it's 2025. Well, God, whoop, boy. And you know what's funny about that, right? But I'm pretty sure that there's more than just one person that's sitting home collecting a paycheck as a consultant because they might got a little hand grabbing on women's asses, allegedly, of course. And I ain't saying no names, so. But we all know what it is. We all know what it is. But this right here is what made it very interesting, right? It says that the loyalists at the top insist it's all kosher. Now, the descendants challenging him in this month's election cite a pattern of financial misappropriation for while they're running to unseat him, though the apparent abuse goes back 2 decades, suggesting that any abuse wasn't too objectionable until flagging it served their own ambitions. See, they thought someone was going to step down, and when it didn't happen, they were like, well, wait a minute. It's our turn to get the keys to the piggy bank. We want the keys to the castle, right? They didn't care of all this abuse that they're claiming. Clearly, they didn't give a fuck because they figured, well, one day we're going to get to do the same. I mean, that's what we have to assume because as you go down, we see how they actually act and treat their members. Because when the delegates themselves speak out about what's going on, Miss Laura Goodwin and the like get busy to stomping out people being able to speak their truth. Now, somebody explain to me why the organizers who rely on the delegates to actually do the work that they never do, they refuse to do. Now you're trying to squash their freedom of speech. Isn't this America? I mean, I know some of your organizers are immigrants, but the thing I know about immigrants is that the ones that came over here rightfully, they take a test to become a citizen, which means I know that you motherfucking know better. Cause see, Think about a lot of immigrants that immigrate over here because they have to take a test to get their citizenship. They know more about government and U.S. history than a lot of natural-born Americans. Yes. So, why they doing this shit and acting like they don't know what the fuck is going on is beyond me. But pay attention. Keep paying attention, right? These are the same organizers that, as I've shown you before, will remove members from the chat just for speaking the truth. Why are we not allowed to share our truth? But the same people that remove us from chats and then delete our messages to other members or organizers so that they're not allowed, because see, as she herself says, I'm not a witness to anything. You know why? Because they don't ever want to know what's going on so that they can always play stupid and act like, I never knew. And cognitive dissonance. But guess what? Walking around in that delusion ain't gonna save your ass no more, because the people are fucking tired. And it ain't just me. I'm not the only person tired, because boy, when I tell you that it's way more than you could ever think, and I'm not the only one exercising my right as a citizen in a one-party state to document. Believe it. Believe it. And a lot of them just happen to send those receipts my way. So yo, to anybody that you're organizing is trying to stop your freedom of expression, if there's something you want the people to know, send it to your boy. I have no problem putting it up there for the world to see and to enjoy, so that everybody can see who it is and what it is they're actually dealing with. Because these demons are going to be held accountable. And I will not stop. I'm not going to rest until all those in both institutions, NYU and 1199, get some act right. Because Miss Newman, you are out of pocket. As are you, Senor Salvatore, and you, Miss Scalinari. And just like Campo Santos and Goodwin and Gray and everybody else is going to get their act right, yours is coming as well. So yeah, y'all be safe out there. Just start connecting the dots. I mean, if you can see it, you can see it. If you can't, then hey, it is what it is. But how long are you gonna continue to let them play in your face, play with your money, and then not do their job of service you, and then act like it's your fault when things don't go right, right? Because if they just spent the last how many months following Mama Kamala up and down the Eastern Seaboard, just like they did when they had spent all that money to help get Joe Biden elected, then where did that get us? Huh? A 4-year flood of over 20 million illegals living in hotels off of our tax dollars. This is what our dues is going to. While they got a whole brand new headquarters, but nothing for the members. And remember, they doing this right before it's time for a new contract negotiation. These are the people you want negotiating your contract and your future? I think not. So remember, realize, transparency forces accountability. Now, keep your eyes to the stars and keep your head on the swivel. I'm out.